Tier 2. We're live from Baku for round 10 of this short 11-round season, the penultimate round. And I believe we can have a champion tonight. We'll come onto that more in just a minute. Sorry it's taken us a while to get the stream up and running. We had some technical difficulties, but we're all set to go now. Blades is alongside me tonight, as those eagle-eyed amongst you may have realised that Joel is actually driving this evening. Well, one dulcet, one rather.
I'll do my best to replace John.
Yes, I'm sure you'll do a cracking job. You'll be fine.
Well, for the 2 laps.
Oh, oh! I know we said we'd rinse him, but that's harsh. Yeah, I do as well. He's driving for the Alphas, of course. Emir then, the first man out on track. Incidentally, for anybody watching, the drivers took a very long time coming out onto the circuit. Around 2 minutes from when we started, so maybe 90 seconds before they came out from when they joined. So that's one we're going to have to keep an eye on, as it could mean, yeah, I think we could have rain. You're on chat duty, Blades, as number 2 in the box, so keep us up to date on anything you find there. Emir's the first man to set a time. We've had a slew of fastest sectors, actually. Currently held by Ricky in Sector 1. Emir, of course, the only man to go through Sector 2, his fastest. That's just been beaten by Tom Robbo. But focuses on the Haas then. Emir coming towards the line to finish the first run of the evening. And it's going to be a 38.4. Not bad. I think he was just starting his. Yeah, he's just starting his. Tom Robbo, Snipes and Tiago have come across the line. Tom Robbo and Snipes beating Emir's time. Tom Robbo with the fastest, 37.7. Joel puts himself into third with a 38.2. Good lap from Joel. Let's do some housekeeping then. So, absentees tonight. We are missing Matrix in the Renault, and we're missing Perez in the McLaren. Those are the 2 seats we couldn't fill. Perez because he's serving a ban tonight. Matrix, we could not get a reserve in time. Other drivers who are missing are Bean in the Mercedes, who is being covered by Steve. Anyone watching last night will have seen Steve driving. Who else have we got? Tiago in the Alpha Tauri. He is covering for Thomas, who is absent tonight. Which I believe is Thomas's 3rd absence, so we may see a lot more of Tiago. I say a lot more, there's only 1 more week to go. So, yeah, but next season he could be in full-time drive. Joel, of course, replacing Tichy in the Alfa Romeo. And Secret DJ Gil in the Red Bull replacing KV tonight. He's just taking his end plate off on that Red Bull, so not great for him.
Just going to mention that.
And if either the Wizard or Tebow are watching, I can only apologise. I didn't put in the reserves in the chat for TAS, so you can shoot me afterwards.
Cretin.
Yes. Although, actually, there is only 2 drivers that need filling in. One of them is Secret DJ and the other is Steve. So the other guys are on the list already. So it's not actually as bad as I thought it was going to be. I just realised then I didn't actually put it in there. And I had many panic attacks of what might have happened. Jono then, so unlucky last week in Spain. Puts himself into P6.
Decent first lap there for Jono. Obviously going to have to put a lot to
Yeah, and I think, yeah, Tom Robbo, though, to be fair, he's walked away with the championship so far. I believe he can win it tonight if he wins the race and Snipes doesn't finish higher than 8th with the fastest lap. That is what I think is the case. There will be someone probably in the chat. Yeah, see what you can gather from that. And of course that is subject to penalties as well. But I'm sure there won't be any that will change the championship that much. Top 3 drivers then at the moment have a fastest sector each. Tom Robbo with sector 1, which of course is flat out. DJ Gill has sector 3, which again is your high speed corners and straights, and Snipes has the middle sector. Who shall we jump? Oh, I missed out Joe Prentice in the McLaren. He's covering for the Wizard. That's one I missed. Sorry, Jack.
With Tom on 163 points.
Mm-hmm.
Snipes on 143. On 143 as the website has it. I think you're right.
Yeah. So, 'cause I think he took the lead. He took the lead last week with the win, with Snipes not being able to drive last time out, and I think it's put him. I was of the impression he took the lead, but not by a very large margin. Yeah, unless well, 4 points was in my head, so I wonder if he was 4 points behind and is now 20 clear, or 21 clear or something. That would make sense to me. Let's see how we go anyway. Jay Prentice then on his flying run. We'll do an on-board lap in a minute. Do you know, Blaze, you can have the honour of choosing who we do that on-board lap with.
I'd love to say Joel, but he's in the third. Ricky's just approaching the start finish line.
Is he? Very well then.
Yeah.
That's a bit too far away. There's a Ferrari. We've not seen any of those guys yet. Is that Timmy approaching? No, it's Snipes. Let's go on board with Snipes then. Unless he's going to come into the pits.
He looks like he's been on all that.
He does, doesn't he? Pushing for the line then, Snipes. Improves, but doesn't change his position. Goes to a 38.0. Oh, I'll tell you who has just come out, who I think we'll do it with. It's a certain Williams. Yes, my former teammate and commentary partner Tom Robbo improves to a 37.1, stretching his advantage at the front to 0.8 of a second. We know this boy's got. He certainly is. He certainly is. That's something else. Actually, no, I will. If Tom Robbo wins the championship tonight, I will do interviews. If not, I won't be, because I need to get up for work in the morning. Those heathens that give me money have told me I have to be in early, so unfortunately we won't be doing them unless there's some big moves tonight. So then let's get ready to ride on board with Matt. That might be something on my end, bear with. Try that now, Blades.
Is this better for you in the chat saying that my mic is too low? I don't know. But I should see in about 15 seconds when I catch up.
Yeah. So, riding on board then with Matty Robo at 97. Into turn 1 then. Hard braking zone. Wisey Boy will be hoping to get out of the way. There we go. Short straight then down to turn 2. Another 90-degree left-hander. Then onto the first DRS zone of the lap. Then down on the run towards turn 3. The road curves slightly to the left. Very, very slightly. You can straight line it though. Turn 3 there. Another short run to 4. 90-degree right this time. Switch over to the right hand side of the circuit to cut in for 6 and 7. Could have taken a wider line into 6 there, Matt, but not bad so far, keeping it nice, clean and tidy. And into the castle section we go. Tight right hander there. Now the narrowest part of the circuit. I can't remember the exact width. Is it about... It's not very wide, is it?
You definitely can't fit 2 far.
No, it's incredibly narrow. Up over the top of the hill then, down past the Parliament buildings on the left and right hand side, and back into the new town of Baku, whereas we were in the old town through the castle. Now onto the final straight that isn't straight. Pin the throttle through the chicane. In the dry it's flat, in the wet you might have some issues with that. Pin it for the line. There is an Alfa Romeo in front even, who may provide a bit of a distant tow for our Williams here, as Matt crosses the line and goes into P12.
Just done a bit of research in the castle section. 7.6 metres wide.
Yeah, and Formula 1, yeah.
China, I think, is 20 metres wide at its widest point.
Yeah, it's the narrowest section of tarmac on the F1 calendar, and Formula 1 cars are approaching 2 metres wide, aren't they? They're not small machines.
Not at all.
It's certainly a challenge to get one through there at over 100 miles an hour. Let's go with the Renault of Arbar then, the sole Renault tonight.
Tom's out. Is that in the pits?
I believe so.
Decision from the championship leader.
Is it? I saved myself a set of soft tyres last night. And to be fair, he's far enough ahead.
Attempt's clear.
Yeah,
I think he might be okay.
He's far enough ahead to risk that. And I think there's only maybe 2 or 3 drivers who could challenge him. Arbar then now starting his next lap. Is the audio alright, Blades, by the way? Is the...
I think so. I think it's just something to do with like you turning the mic up, but
yeah,
don't do it until the end of quality.
Oh, I've already done it, don't worry. I did it when we mentioned it. Neat and tidy lap from Arbar so far. I'm just going to check. I don't think anybody's fit the mediums. No, they haven't. So everyone on soft tyres so far, which would potentially indicate a wet race.
I mean, normally it suggests a wet start, or at least rain early in the race. But you know, we never know.
No, there could be anything.
That's in the EU2.
Right. Won't have this slander.
Oh, sorry. The former EU2 driver.
Former EU2 race winner, thank you. I didn't win at Hungary.
Oh, you didn't win it? No, you won at Austria, sorry. I remember that.
Austria, Singapore and Abu Dhabi. Might have been 4 seasons ago, but, you know. Well, 5 in the case of Singapore and Abu Dhabi.
Long time away now.
Yes. Arbar improves to 5th then, but is the maximum to break into the 37s? Yeah. It's fine. He's committing to it still though, isn't he? He's still going on his run. Unless he's... well, see.
We won't be racing back to the pits to start another one. That's for sure.
Oh, a lot of debris in the castle section there, about 3 or 4 end plates we just drove through. Oh! Back end steps out on the Ferrari.
I would assume that is the end plate of Steve and possibly the Williams ahead, which is Matt, which could be catastrophic if it is.
Yeah, he's on an outlap, isn't he? And
For him it's not. It'll be interesting to see if Matt gets round it, because I'm not sure about what the delay is on our clock.
it's normally around 40 to 50 seconds. We'll see though. Matt about to cross the line. And I would...
Something's got to be close as well.
yeah, Timmy has backed out of his lap.
Yeah, they've missed the line.
Oh, Matt's missed it.
Both missed the line.
Yeah. Yeah, they have. Timmy bailed out and has come into the pits. Tom Robbo, of course, is out already. Secret DJ has aborted his lap. He's now waiting for guys to come through.
Oh, don't get disqualified.
Oh, yeah, he's fine. He's doing something.
Nothing to do with you being a record guy.
Emir then currently in 3rd place. Good qualifying so far for Haas. 3rd and 4th and on laps now. Yorno, incidentally, has improved to P6, I believe. Snipes improves to 2nd.
Ricky is going to come through the final chicane now.
Emir has bailed out of his lap, so it's all down to Ricky then for Haas. As Jamie improves to 3rd. Great time from him.
Ricky to the line.
Blades, what are you doing, man? There's so much noise behind you.
I don't know. Well, it's probably not me. You probably hear noise from my flat, so I do apologise.
No, your chair's squeaking as well.
Oh, my chair, yeah. It's a very squeaky chair. I'm doing the back one.
But, yeah, Ricky couldn't improve then. P6 for the Welshman, and I believe that's it. Donamo, the last man, and he's come into the pits. So, so Tom Robbo takes pole then with his main championship rival in 2nd place in Snipes. Jamie with fantastic qualifying into 3rd place there for Mercedes. DJ Gill in 4th, Emir P5, Ricky P6, Arbar in P7. Blades, have you got the stream on?
I do have the stream on.
I can hear myself.
It's muted, so
Is it an echo from you?
maybe.
Possibly. Who knows?
We'll try and fix that.
It might be your microphone actually, if you turned it up when we got the thing before. I can sort audio mixes and stuff out, we can work it, this. Yeah. Right, I think we should be all good. But, fingers crossed. And, as we were saying then, top 10, assuming the race start is dry, we'll have to start on the tyres they're qualified on, so that's the soft. That's Tom Robbo, Snipes, Jamie, DJ Gill, Emir, Ricky, Arbar, Joel, Yorno and Tiago. The start is indeed dry. So runners outside the top 10, that's Donamo, Timmy, Lewis, Jay Prentice, Matt, Wisey Boy, Steve and Stumpy will have free choice of tyre. They can go on whatever they like. Let's get some predictions then in the chat. And those of you who are watching, I want to know what your thoughts are, and Blades can read them. While we're waiting for these guys to sort out setup strategies and fuel loads, it gives us a chance to mention our partners. We have two now. We do have two. We have F1 Armchair Fans on Facebook. That's a group you can go and check out and discuss everything Formula 1. We also have a partnership with Enso, who are doing graphics and car liveries for us on iRacing. So thank you very much to those guys. And if you want to show some love, I'm sure they would appreciate that as well. Snipes is one of those guys who might pick up wing damage around here. It's a difficult track to keep your nose clean out at the best of times, and I can see him picking up some damage potentially early on that could throw his chances, but I wouldn't like to bet against that top three. Yeah. Okay, that's no bias there at all for the Williams team, none whatsoever. Yeah, it would be good. Okay, so tyre choices then. Top 10, as we said, have to start on the tyre they qualified on. Now it's all softs from what we saw earlier. Outside the top 10 they have free choice, so Donamo, Timmy, Lewis, Matt, Wisey Boy and Steve have all gone for the hard tyre off the start. Jay Prentice in 14th has gone for the softs, so he's going to be looking to attack early and try and make up some ground on those around him. And at the back, Stumpy on the medium tyre. The only man I would assume looking to make the one-stop medium to hard. Main strategy calls around here are going to be either hard soft, hard medium for those guys outside the top 10, medium hard of course except for Stumpy. Those on the softs are going to be looking at either a one stop to the hard tyre or a two stop to two sets of mediums. Personally I like the two stop around here. Safety cars timed right will benefit you heavily around here, so we may see some strategies change as we go through the race, not sure. Oh, I've just found that T-Well's done dark mode on task. That's a worldie. I'm going to stick with normal, but again, no bias there whatsoever, I like it. Fair play. Ricky, successful here in the past. In fact, there was a great battle here in EU2 maybe 2-3 seasons ago where Ricky and Donamo were fighting to the very end of the race. Donamo came out victorious on track, but on penalties, Ricky ended up taking it after the fact, so he'd like to get a win on track as well. I believe the season he was at Ferrari in EU2 it was him and Matrix, and I think he came second to Matrix that day. I'm not entirely sure though. But we'll see what happens now then as we get ready to go racing in Baku. The lights go out. We know the drill by now. We watch the bottom right hand corner of the screen. The revs build. Away we go. on the Black Sea. It's a good start from both leaders then, but Snipes is going down the inside into turn 1. Tom Robber will have the grip round the outside. Jamie and Gill fighting for third place. Tom Robber now on the outside of turn 2. Snipes squeezes, takes the lead of the race. Emir holds onto P5. Jamie and Gill still fighting for third. Meanwhile, at the front, though, Tom Robber tucks in behind, pulls out to try and go for a move around the outside of turn 3. But Snipes is going to hold the lead. Crucial move at the start, potentially, Blades. And we've got a virtual safety car. I'm not sure why. Who's dropping down the order? No one at the moment. I believe that could be between Wisey Boy and Jay Prentice. Yorno and Joel have hit each other. Both got themselves 5-second penalties.
Don Ammo's hit someone at the back. I didn't quite see.
Whoa, we've got a cluster of damage there in the middle of the field. Yorno, Joel, Tiago, Timmy and Don Ammo, all with significant wing damage. So they will want to come in and change those wings. However, if we're looking at the tyres, all of those with the exceptions of Timmy and Don Armo on the softs, so getting rid of them early might not be a bad plan. You could two-stop from to mediums from where we are right now, do 13 laps on each set. That would not be out of the question.
Would certainly be a quick strategy.
Yeah, if to be fair, they could have done with that being a full course safety car, really. Snipes pulling away from Tom Robber then at this early stage. We've got a better restart there, and Tom Robber going to come under pressure from Jamie early on. Locks up the Alpha Tauri into turn 1.
Yeah, really feeling the pressure now from that safety behind.
And 5 drivers into the pits. Timmy incidentally has stayed out with his damage.
Interesting, maybe thinks it's manageable, but
maybe. I suppose he is.
It'll be interesting to watch his race.
He's in a very interesting position. Look, now that those guys around him have pitted, he's got some clean air, which at this stage of the race could be advantageous. He might be trying to go for a very slight overcut at this early stage.
Very possibly. So he's got about 20 seconds to Tiago.
Yeah, so
just a little bit more.
Yeah, and Tiago is the head of that pack, and he's pulling away from Yorno behind. So at the moment, I think Timmy would slot in between Tiago's AlphaTauri and Yorno's Red Bull.
Yeah, there's a VFC again out. Oh,
yeah.
Please don't tell me that we've got a glitch.
I hope not. Have we got any more? Oh yeah, we've got damage. Stumpy has big damage. Matt's picked up damage, Lewis has, and Timmy still. So this could be the opportunity Timmy's been waiting for, and Stumpy's retired at the top of the hill. Let's see what happened here. We'll ride on board with Tiago, and you can see the stricken Alfa Romeo. I think he
didn't get the turn in.
Yeah,
maybe.
Tried to turn to the left and missed his opportunity. Anyone coming in? No, but we're seeing Arbar and Ricky fight for position there. Ricky ends up losing out, I think there.
I think Ricky may have lost the back end a little bit.
Yeah, he was in a strange position. Matt's in, and he's been on the hard tyre, so he will probably look to two-stop with mediums from here. So Yorno gets past Tiago down the straight. The advantage that Timmy would have had by pitting at the end rather of that VSC. Of course, VSC's neutralise the race. Nobody can gain time, but you can lose it if you have a poor restart. He's lost that advantage now. Yorno closing right back up to those around him, and Timmy's the cork in the bottle.
Very much so, with that wing damage. Timmy will be wanting to just hold up a little bit.
Yeah, Timmy's going to end up being in a bit more free air actually. Jay Prentice has got ahead of him, and Lewis behind has damage himself. So
how bad is that wing damage on the car?
Who's Timmy's or Lewis's? 31% to the front right wing.
So he's going to be seeing some very heavy.
Oh, Tiago, heavy shunt at the castle section. And we have another virtual safety car.
Go. Oh, I thought he was going to let Matt go there.
Oh, he can't with the VSC, of course. Do we see any of the leaders pit? Yes, Jamie is in. He's going for the undercut. Mercedes mechanics out, and it's medium tyres.
Ricky in as well.
Yep.
The
Jamie
Haas crew out to meet him in the pit lane.
Jamie going to medium, so I'd expect him to come into the pits again, probably around lap 22.
And Ricky to hard, so...
Not 22, sorry. Round lap 16.
So Ricky to hard is going to look probably to go to the end now.
Yes, he will. Personally, I don't think that's going to be the quicker strategy at the moment. I think Jamie is on the right one, given when they've had to stop.
Yeah, and I would say there's definitely a chance of another safety car.
Yeah, we'll see.
Potentially ruin Ricky.
It could do. We'll see how we get on. Of course, you have to play the hand you dealt, and Ricky's made his call, as has Jamie. So we'll see which one has the better hand. Yorno, not Yorno, sorry. DJ there, sliding it out of the castle section, and Arbar looking to go on the attack alongside Emir. It's 3 wide nearly at one point, but Emir's got ahead of the Red Bull. Arbar just having to ease off there.
Absolutely smashing that curve.
Tom Robber then may be in a position now to retake the lead. 4 laps into this race, about to start the 5th. He's within half a second of Snipes. Plenty of ERS to go, and we'll be in DRS range. Let's ride on board. Closing
Wing
in.
open. No overtake yet.
Not going to use any of
overtake.
Goes, locks up. Back end steps out, which stops him trying to cut back underneath. We'll have DRS again though on the run to turn 3.
Needs a good exit though, and I don't think it's good enough.
Not quite, was it? Not quite there. But sitting where he is not necessarily a bad thing. As we see, Emir deep.
In the wall.
Yeah, heavy damage on the Haas. That's him coming in.
I wouldn't want to put blame on anyone, but I think there was a bit of a push from the Red Bull there. And Yorno is out, that's in the pit lane.
Yeah, that's a shame. Yorno was unlucky last time out in Spain, dropped it on the safety car restart when he was leading. Ended up finishing outside the points. And he's not had the best of evenings so far tonight either.
Yeah, shame for Yorno that, but we got to get on with the race now. So
you do.
Yeah, as I say, I wouldn't want to put the blame on anyone, but
well,
maybe a little bit of a shove wide from Gil there.
Maybe. But we'll see. Joe Prentice hasn't caught Emir yet, so he's only losing time. He's not lost a position just yet. Gil there ran very wide. I'm not sure if that was connection based or otherwise. Appeared to clip the wall, but no. Well, he might have damage. I don't know. His telemetry is not set to public. Of course, it's his first race, so we might let him get away with that one.
I believe he was called in as a late replacement. So
he was, and Tom Robber around the outside of Snipes there,
and that's Matt in the wall. Going very slowly. Yeah, he's missing his left end plate.
Yep, heavy damage there. Matt missing the entire left side of the wing. Don Amo then as well picks it up at the next corner. Both Williams in trouble.
We have to watch Williams struggle most weeks in real Formula 1. I don't like watching it in the virtual world as well.
No, neither do I, but fortunately it can't be helped here. Timmy though, pounding round in P6 at the moment, still with that end plate damage he suffered early on. Lewis with his damage as well isn't able to catch up and make anything count at the moment, so
you have to think with Timmy, he's going to lose so much time now, and then when he comes in he's going to lose even more time doing a wing change.
Well, You say that if he keeps going as long as I mean, the only thing I would have changed in his strategy is probably instead of going hard to soft, you'd go hard to medium. No, and then
yeah, get the early pit stop and
yeah. So if he
gain
stops
back what you've lost.
If he stops around lap 15, 16, that might give him the opportunity to make up what he's missed out on. And if he gets a safety car around then, even better. Tom Robbo, though, leading the race at the moment. Flawless drive to this point. Snipes has fallen out of DRS range of the Alpha Tauri.
That's on the exit.
Yeah.
That should be a safety car. Look where he's parked.
Yeah, that's
on Timmy's onboard.
That's pretty bad. I'm watching Snipes at the moment, who has chosen to come into the pits. Just happened in time. Tom Robbo is having to go again. Snipes onto the hard tyre. This could be crucial for the victory. Arbar, J. Prentice in as well. Timmy continues, of course. Teammate was in the box, so it would not have helped that time he was losing.
Very good timing there for Snipes and
but
the rest
I
of
think
the people who pit.
Crucially, look who's out in third place at the moment.
Yeah, Jamie on his what could well end up being the soft medium, hard medium.
It'd be soft medium for him. I think personally the best strategy at the moment. He's closing in on Timmy, who of course has that damage. So I would expect to see Jamie take second place very, very soon.
Just getting reports from the race engineer for the Williams that they were racing to the pits for a double stack.
It's a shame that the games don't actually give them the opportunity to stack. You need 25 to 30 seconds between yourself and the car in front, if it is your teammate, in order to stack stop.
And that he's also said the Williams are just vibing at the minute.
Nice.
With Matt. What? Yeah. A minute down on the lead.
Yeah.
It's all good fun though.
Yeah. Jamie able to take. In fact, I'm not sure which turn that is. But able to take much more curb with that bonus wing. The only issue Jamie's got now is that Timmy has backed him into Snipes. Possibly not deliberately, but here we go. Jamie going for the move then. And this will be for the net lead of the race.
And it's done before DRS is even switched on. Here comes Snipes, is going to go easily.
Yeah, Timmy will let his teammate go. Playing
some classic Ferrari team orders there.
I don't think there was team orders involved. I think that's just common sense. Timmy, slower tyres, older tyres, wing damage, and it's your teammate who's fighting for the championship. You just let him go.
I think Snipes has just nicked the wall maybe, but he's had a good exit. He
has, and he's through into second place. He hasn't. If he has nicked the wall, there's no damage from it.
Yeah, it just looked like he clipped it a little bit there. Maybe just a visual glitch, but
maybe. Arbar crucially got out ahead of Ricky. Emir went for the medium as well when he got his damage. So he's looking to make up some time. Tom Robbo, though, 17 seconds clear at the front of the field, closing in on Matt in order to lap him. And we're 8 laps in. Granted, he still has to stop, and Matt has made 2 pit stops already, I believe.
Yeah, it just sums up Williams' recent seasons, really.
It does.
In F1.
Real life seasons, not COS seasons.
Tom's pulling into the pits.
Alright then, let's see what happens here. Had to complete the strategy as planned. VSC did him no favours.
And here comes Snipes down the main straight.
Snipes.
He's going to have to battle with Jamie.
Snipes will retake the lead here.
Jamie
get
has
ahead of Tom
DRS
Robbo
now.
Yeah, they.
Not going to be enough.
I'm saying they'll get ahead. They should do.
They have just.
Yeah, not
so
by
maybe
much,
not lost
though.
as much as we thought he had.
No, and he's gone medium. That could be very, very interesting come laps
And here he goes
20
on Jamie.
onwards. Not quite close
Give it a
enough.
look.
The issue he's going to have now is he has to clear the both of those cars on that strategy. The only way that's going to work, assuming there's not another safety car, is that those two ahead of him need to be left in his dust.
He's got the quicker tyre, and you would argue that he's the quicker man after qualifying, so...
You would, but he is in a DRS train, albeit a small one. And Jamie's not going to willingly let him go to fight the Ferrari. He's going to want that position himself, because he's in the same position as Tom Robbo.
Well, all Tom has to do then is not hit the wall, hopefully. If he's going to be confident, if he's going to the end on those tyres, which you would say he might be.
You say Tom Robbo or Snipes?
Tom.
I don't think the mediums will go to the end from here. I mean, they will physically do it, but that's a massive risk.
I think Fruit did it one year or one season.
It's possible, but with those guys around him,
maybe ended up with a puncture on the last lap.
Maybe, but we're seeing Jamie take the lead from Snipes, who's going to try and sit back underneath him. And we'll go on the inside into turn 2. This could end in tears. But both drivers respectful. It's nice to see. But Tom Robbo now right back in the picture. Could he go for a move on Snipes, who doesn't have DRS?
Neither of them have DRS.
They must have been exactly side by side then through there.
Oh, Jamie, is that damage? I don't see anything.
No damage at the moment. Jamie, though, has lost out there. Snipes around the outside, and Tom Robbo takes advantage. So the two championship leaders then. The leader and the protagonist.
Just lost the back end there, did Jamie, allowing Tom round the outside.
Yeah, and
squeeze round the outside, but he did get past. Yeah. Oh,
no damage yet.
No damage for Tom. Just looked like he clattered the wall there.
It's come in a couple of close shaves so far. But, Tom Robbo will be looking to get ahead of Snipes. Takes a big chunk off that curb. Gains himself a 10th over the curb.
It's interesting.
Possibly got a warning for that,
though, actually. Snipes isn't taking that line.
No.
Snipes isn't taking that line. I don't know if he doesn't think it's worth the risk or...
I didn't take it, and it was mainly because I didn't think it was worth the risk. If you get it wrong, it just catapults you into the wall, and you've got no chance.
Here comes Tom.
Yeah.
He's gaining his DRS on now. He's turned the overtake off.
And that should be him retaking the lead. Locks up though, a lot of locking up. Needs to try and shift some of that brake bias backwards.
Ragesh says mediums can make the end.
Yeah, they can physically do it, but I would not want to be on them. I mean, I know I'm notoriously bad on tyres, but I barely got the 16 laps out of them yesterday that I needed.
You are one of the two COS people I wouldn't ask about tyres.
You say that, but when I need to look after them, like Vietnam Season 6 for example, I can look after the tyres. Singapore Season 2, I can look after the tyres. The problem, I just don't like to look after the tyres. I would rather go for a different strategy and burn through the tyres, not have to worry about keeping them in check or inside a window, and go for it. Unfortunately, the man I really want to ask about tyres, Smarto, is no longer with us. He's no longer in COS. Oh, Jamie, wing damage there.
Yeah, that's... Oh, is that? Was it someone else? Are you sure it's Jamie?
Certain it's Jamie. I'm looking at tasks for it. So
12%, sorry.
Snipes in range for DRS. Let's see what he can do. Use this main straight as you're closing up, and then the run to turn 3 as your overtake.
No lockups from Tom there as well. He's managed to keep it fairly straightforward through there. Snipes now. Does he have... Tom's had an amazing exit. Pulling away with DRS.
And that'll be those softer tyres, of course, giving him much better traction.
Timmy's still dealing with his wing damage back there in P5. He's got Ricky behind him, but
he has.
Doesn't seem to be a huge threat at the minute.
No, I would imagine Ricky will clear him this time around, though.
Yeah,
Timmy...
it's difficult to hold position with the...
Yeah.
When you're losing time through the twisty middle sector and then you come out onto this huge straight.
Timmy now is inside that window where mediums will comfortably make it, I think, just. Personally, I would say one or two more to be absolutely sure of it, but he is in there. Tom Robbo has cleared the 1 second window to Snipes out in front.
The resident statman Titchy says Tom would win the championship if it stays like this. Who has the flap?
So
Tom has the flap, so
he does.
Yeah.
The website is up to date then, so 20 points clear.
So, yeah, and that'll be a 8-point gap. So yeah.
Yeah. Can do it as Ricky does clear Timmy into turn one.
I think Snipes would need second and the fastest lap to stay in it. Because it would
how far clear is?
Gap.
Yes, but then it would depend on countback. Don't forget. So I would imagine that Tom Robbo has won more races from just thinking about it from memory.
Titch, can you yeah. So Titch says that is correct, so I assume that's about
countback.
Yeah. Countback, yeah.
Could see a move for P8. Lewis and Jay Prentice fighting, with Joel lurking in the background there as well. Tom Robbo there putting the hammer down, trying to pull as much of a gap as possible. Let's have a look at gap to leader then. If he was to pit, he would come out in P10 behind Joel. But don't forget, of course, Timmy has to stop again. I'd imagine Emir will probably stop again. Jamie definitely has to stop again. Lewis has to stop. And Joel probably has to stop again.
Ooh, so interesting. Titch has come and said now Snipes has more wins.
Ooh.
So Snipes has 4, Tom has 3, and Ricky has the other 2. He thinks.
Yeah.
He thinks.
Okay, Joel into the pits then for Alfa Romeo. This will be to bolt on his second set of medium tyres. Should drop now to P12 and be able to fight back against Steve and Wisey Boy.
And he will be P12 because Diago is still in sector 2. So on that fresh rubber, hopefully look to chase down the 2 racing points, and then the 2 racing points in the Mercedes.
Jay Prentice as well is a possible target.
Does Snipes have damage, Liam? No, he doesn't.
No, he does not. The difference in pace there is purely down to the tyres at the moment. However, Tom Robbo is approaching that crossover point in terms of wear, where they match the wear, and then the performance is then purely down to the compound, so which will be in Tom Robbo's favour. And then as he continues to wear at an increased rate compared to Snipes' hard tyres, the hards will come back into play. Probably around another 4 laps they'll need before Snipes starts to equalise and then pull him back in potentially. depending on how
Interestingly,
Tom handles his tyres.
Ricky has dropped Timmy, and now Timmy's falling back to Emir. Emir has no ARS.
If I was Timmy,
Don't know if
I
that's
would
a
have pitted
glitch
this
or-
time round.
Very possibly. I think he might be going for softs.
He must be now, unless he's playing for the safety car, which isn't necessarily a bad shout.
No,
Although
it might not happen.
that's true. I mean, if he stopped now, he would actually come out ahead of Joel.
Yeah, he would. Just
and-
about.
Yeah, I think maybe alongside and just behind with the wing change. Although you say that, he's done alright so far with that wing damage. He's not off the pace particularly. I mean, he's not pushing anybody to make a move on them, but he's not falling away.
No, he's not falling away as much as I would expect. Emir is getting Emir is pushing him now, but he's doing well to manage that damage that he's got.
Yeah. Emir using a lot of battery as well. Timmy with more of that to burn in defence of his position.
Yeah,
Jay
going down the main
Prentice,
straight last lap. Sorry to interrupt.
No.
Emir had no ARS at all. So I don't know why he's burning in the middle sector.
he's trying to close up so that DRS will pretty much do the overtake for him.
Well, is he close enough this time around? Let's see. His overtake was on, it's now on again.
Yeah.
He will have DRS and he will probably be close enough.
And he's run out of ERS now as well. But the DRS should be enough. Going to go for the outside. It's bold, and Timmy's not going to fight it. He knows the game he wants to play. Bit of breaking news, everybody. If I think it's topical enough that we can mention it, the European Super League, or what was going to be the European Super League, for those that are interested, all 6 Premier League clubs, so United, Liverpool, Arsenal, Tottenham, City and Chelsea, have all begun proceedings to withdraw from that. That has all been announced in the last sort of 10 minutes or so.
I would like to say football was the winner today.
I mean, you're not wrong, but
To quote an Australian, I believe, actually. Which was, don't know his name, but football was the winner today. So back to proceedings in Azerbaijan.
Jamie picks up a 3-second penalty. That at the minute would drop him to 4th behind Arbar. As Joel is closing in on Wisey Boy.
We'll have to pit again though, Jamie, so...
yes, he will. He will.
And he is pitting now. That is the Mercedes into the pits then.
Yep.
Hopefully for his second set of mediums, you never know with this game, and Emir as well.
Yep, he is. Timmy going again though. He's going to look to get to around lap 20 on those. And go to softs as Joel lines up Wisey Boy for an overtake. Going for the inside line through turn 1. Hard on the brakes. And we'll squeeze the racing point fairly but firmly. Get them both out ahead of Emir though, that could be crucial. As Joel burns what remains of his battery to get away. And keep that racing point behind him. Should pull away significantly in that middle sector to give himself some breathing room.
Unfortunately for Emir as well, Wisey did catch the DRS of Joel coming out of the pits. Sorry, not coming out of the pits. Emir didn't get into Wisey's DRS. Sorry. Mince my words. Tom picked up a penalty there that I didn't notice.
Yeah, pushing hard.
I
I think
mentioned that.
I didn't see it. I would imagine that a lot of those warnings are going to be coming at the top of the hill when he's cutting that curb. Because to make that line through the corner viable, you have to take a lot of curb. It's right on board. See if Joel does it. No, you see, Joel just takes the corner.
Yeah,
no need for...
very interesting, the lines that people take round here.
It's Emir right on the back of Wisey Boy. Should be an easy move for him.
Titch is in the chat saying it's disgusting behaviour from Tom. Picking up a penalty.
Jack has retired in the pit lane.
Retired in the pits. Running 8th as well.
Yeah, yellow flag deployed, of course, which means no DRS through that final sector, which I think is a blessing in disguise for Emir, because he went for that move so early. Wisey Boy was in position to take that DRS off him and hold that ground.
Well, Spud's just put a message in the chat that makes that retirement make sense. Jack was apparently dying to use the loo, so...
Ah! A cross we've all had to bear.
Yes, tummy problems, so...
Now we've gone into TMI territory.
Well, Spud's put it all in the chat, so...
well, okay. It's fine.
You told me to read the chat, I'm just doing my job.
Yes, I would hope that as a man of journalism you'd have a self-editing mechanism. But never mind.
Have you met me?
Sadly, yes.
Right.
As we said earlier, when Snipes was losing ground to Tom Robbo, those tyres now are back in that window, so he is starting to close back in on the race leader.
Won't need to pass him for the win either, as Joel gets loose out of the out of the last proper braking zone
and
of the
Timmy
lap.
is into the pits. This is what I want to see. Does he have the wing change for one? Yes, he does.
He does have the wing change and the soft tyres, I believe.
This will be very interesting as Matt picks up another penalty.
Matt, you've disgraced.
Oh, I say another. It's his
friend
first. Sorry, Matt. I thought you got multiple. Lewis and both racing points are in. They're going to have to stack.
Oh no!
And Lewis has had a wing change, which is going to ruin that even more. That's why he has to wait for the mechanics to get out of the way, because for some reason they're on Valium and don't want to move. Joel then has been passed by Emir. That Haas on the soft tyres is lightning quick, but will fall away before the end of the race. It's going to be difficult to get them to the end in one piece. He's almost matched Joel on tyre wear up to this point. His tyres are 3 laps younger. Timmy is the one I want to keep an eye on, holding on to points at the moment with the race he's had. I think is at the moment worthy of a driver of the day performance.
Sorry about that.
Sorry.
You're a Valium comment. Yes.
Oh, did you have to go and have a chuckle?
Yes,
did you?
I had to do it, yeah.
Good.
Yes.
Respect there to Tiago as well, keeping going, bringing Wisey Boy back in to a battle. Although Wisey on the soft tyres will probably pull away again now. But all those guys outside the points keeping going. Steve in the Mercedes keeping going. He's kept himself clear of any danger so far tonight, something that he couldn't avoid yesterday, and he's on for a point at the moment. It all depends on whether Wisey Boy can catch him in the next 7 laps.
Interesting though that Steve put on mediums 2 laps ago. I would have thought it would have been soft range from there, especially brand new softs.
Well,
but
you say that, he's going to be pushing on those. He doesn't have to think about them now. Whereas the soft guys are going to have to look after them
really
a little
quick
bit.
If you can get there, Jay Wizzy wants you to spectate Snipes, see if he cuts the curb.
Ah, okay, yeah, we can.
I can tell you that he didn't.
He didn't that time around. He took the outside line. Let's.
I don't think he's taking it all afternoon, all night. So.
No, let's ride on board with the race leader then, for a lap, and see what see his line through that corner. See how he handles the whole track. 10-lap-old medium tyres. Gap currently holding at around 3 seconds. He needs it to stay over 3 seconds, of course, with that penalty, unless Snipes picks one up. But Snipes at the moment is perfectly clean, no warnings whatsoever. Tom Robbo's 3 seconds, incidentally, is a straight 3-second penalty. He's only had one warning, so there could be an appeal in for that. We're not sure.
We could see a champion crowned at the weekend, who knows?
You never know. I would hope we get to do it on track.
I would like that. It's always nice crowning a champion on track.
Yeah, he'll be well aware of what needs to be done. But he's the kind of guy I know will only be focused on tonight. He'll want to win the race, and then whatever happens, happens.
Just to add to your piece of news from earlier, the Super League has now been suspended indefinitely.
Has it?
Yes.
Interesting. Here we go then. Snipes coming up towards the infamous turn where we've been looking at all night. Does he take the curb? Yes, a lot of curb.
And he'll lose time as well, though.
He will. We missed Snipes go over it that time.
I don't think he went for it either. So.
Let's have a look then at Emir. He's the next, I believe. It was actually Ricky, but stick with Emir and see what he does. Actually, no, let's go to Jamie first. He's the definite next one over it. I'd imagine Jamie will take a more. He goes sort of in the middle and clips the wall. That's curse of the commentator. I'm sorry, Jamie. That's why I don't take the risk when I drive around here. You don't want to take that much curb and clip the wall. Damn. You need to attack it, and attack it hard.
Danny.
It's been a while since I've done one. Can't lie. Lewis then takes the conservative line through the corner. Steve.
Seem to remember, speaking of commentators, this is the first ever AM1 race when Neil killed everyone in Australia.
Yes, Neil managed to get, I think the record is still that race, where Neil managed to curse 4 drivers in the space of 3 laps. To crash at turns 5, 11, 12 and 2. So, good points all for Haas though tonight so far, if it stays how it is at the moment.
Late safety car shakes it up though, and Tom doesn't take the curb that time, so not willing to take the risk.
Snipes.
Now, how are the tyres on that car?
They are looking tasty, although he's only just matching Snipes' tyres at the moment. Tom is looking after them.
The rears are definitely worse. That front left is looking still pretty fresh.
Believe it or not, the rears between the two of them are actually the same. Tom Roberts have just gone 1% over now. But the fronts are where he's losing out. But even then, it's not by a massive amount. Snipes, I think he's pushing really hard to try and get inside that 3-second window, as you would, of course. But there's still 4 laps to go, including the one we're on. There's time for that all to change yet. But I have to say, it's impressive from Tom Robbo with those tyres at the moment as to what he's got still to give at the end of this race. Emir and Joel closing in on Jamie. Jamie, of course, with that damage now. Could see him tumble down the order with the penalty as well. Not looking good for him. Had such a strong race up to that point as well. I almost feel bad for him.
You have no emotions, don't you? Come on.
I do. I have joy and sadness and Envy.
And loving the European Super League.
Right.
I told you I was going to sneak in.
I brought it up first by saying it was that all them teams were coming out of it, so...
Walked right into that one, mate.
For anybody who's wondering what's going on, it's been a point of great amusement for Blades to tell me that I'm a huge fan and pro-European Super League. I'm not.
That's exactly what someone who's pro the European Super League would say.
Are you pro-European Super League, Blades?
I am not.
That's exactly what someone trying to hide the fact they were pro-European Super League would say. Don't play this game with me, boy.
Anyways, Snipes is underfueled. He's got no ARS left.
He's giving it everything. We'll give him that.
He was in the 3-second window for a moment there, but
he seems to pull it back through Sector 2. Sector 2 seems to pull it back, and then I think Tom Robbo has the straight line speed.
Tebow teasing the people in the chat.
Is he?
With his new private features.
Ah.
So he's showing off his new tyre wear feature in the chat.
Ah.
That only he can use. That Milan was begging him to have a go on.
Tebow, God. So, looking at the tyre wear, incidentally, Tom Robbo still keeping those tyres, relatively speaking, in a very healthy position. He must be sweating something fierce in the cockpit, that AlphaTauri, because that's going to take some effort to keep them like that. I know I have fists of ham and feet of lead, but I couldn't do that.
I must say, I do have a lead finger, so...
right. Timmy, we might be seeing a move from him on Joel in the not too distant future. The other Ferrari looking to move forward. First time we've seen that tonight.
Matt has decided to run his own quali session.
Both Williams so far are on that. The fastest lap at the moment is held actually by Wisey Boy, 1 minute 40.4. Neither of the leaders will take that, so as it stands, Tom Robbo is champion.
Yes, by 1 point, as it stands. It is an unassailable gap by 1 point.
Yep. And we'll have to see if Snipes can do anything about that. There's only 6/10 in it. One mistake could make all the difference. It's not going to have anything to do with any more penalties though, barring some huge errors up front, and neither driver anywhere near them.
Tom looked like he took the curb there. I was checking the chat, I couldn't quite see it, but...
I suppose if he takes...
he's gaining his confidence back.
If he takes that curb and takes 2 warnings over the next 2 laps, then he's going to be fine. No real issues there. Timmy though, inside DRS of Joel, so we could see a late move there, fluctuating around that 1 second window. Timmy's tyres in worse condition than Joel's, despite being half as old. He's been pushing hard to try and close in, but crucially, DRS zone, you can see the detection point, that green target almost on the minimap. Oh, Timmy! Big spin there, tank slapper coming through the S's, big wing damage for him. He's going to have to keep going, but he will not get that move done on Joel now.
And I don't want to curse the man up front, but some nerves starting to creep in now.
Well, his tyres
have
started now to wear at the rate we thought they would originally. Timmy, no wing on the right hand side whatsoever, so
Here comes Snipes.
Yeah, he's inside the window. This might go down to the final day in Mexico City next week. Snipes takes the curb. He wants every 10th possible. Tom Robbo, though, has pulled it back out. This could be... They're both going to give it everything. Tom Robbo has it at the moment. It's all going to come down to the S's. Who's got the better run? It's Tom. Tom's going to take it on the line. Snipes, though, will give it everything. Tom Robbo wins the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Will Snipes take it off him and deny him the championship? No, he won't! We've got a champion! Tom Robbo in the AlphaTauri takes the championship on the Black Sea. EU2's coming home to the UK. And to be honest with his performances this season, I can't think of a more worthy champion.
No, I'm with you on that one, mate. Unreal drives this season, and pulled it out again. I hate to use a cliche phrase, but a champion's drive comes to mind.
Yeah. So Arbar then takes 3rd place, gets himself on the podium. The two Hasses 4th and 5th. Great drive for them. Rick, I think, maybe a little bit disappointed at the end there. Jamie held on to P6 and only lost out to Emir on penalties by 5,000ths of a second. 5,000ths.
By 3/10. Amazingly, Steve has points.
Yeah,
in EU2.
Steve has more EU2 points than EU3, if I'm not mistaken, which is an irony I'm sure he will be well aware of. Joel finished in P7, Timmy kept hold of P8, Lewis P9, and Steve, like we say, got P10. Wisey Boy, Tiago, Matt and Don Armo are your other finishers, down to P14.
Kept hold of that P8, but did lose the fastest lap on the last lap.
To Matt. Yeah.
Yep.
So no bonus point given out there, which we did know about, of course. Jay Prentice, Gil, Yorno and Stumpy, your retirements.
The championship celebration on the podium begins.
Yes. We'll get him in here. We'll have a chat to him. 57 viewers here to see the man himself crowned EU2 Season 7 champion. Had that 3-second penalty. It went down to the wire, but Snipes missing out on the drive from the final corner, losing well, roughly half a second on the run to the line. Arbar rounds off the podium, and I'm sure he will be thrilled with that. It's been a good season for him so far. 1 week still to go, of course. Disappointment for Red Bull, both drivers missing out, and Stumpy as well, the other Alfa Romeo, retiring early.
Would you like me to add Tom to the group for us?
Yeah, if you can do the leading trio.
The leading trio, wonderful. Okay.
Yes. Constructors' Championship. If Tichy's still watching, if he knows the.
He does. It's Ferrari lead by 40 points.
Okay, so.
Going into the final race.
Yes, not unassailable yet.
Who finished 3rd? Was it Mr.
Arbar.
Barcraft?
He was Mr. Barcraft, yes.
So, Tom, Snipes and Arbar.
Yes. Leave there and get the AlphaTauri on the plinth.
To celebrate as champion.
Right, let's start with 3rd place then, seeing as he's arrived. Arbar, how was it?
It was quite boring. I drove alone and stared at the gap to Ricky for the whole time. I pit once and that's about it.
Fair play. But happy with the podium, I'm assuming?
Oh, always. I mean, like, pace-wise, I was really happy with the first stint. When I got kind of alone, I needed to keep up my speed. In the second, I was getting a little on myself for missing a few of my turns, but yeah, otherwise I'm happy with it.
Great stuff. I'm going to move on quickly because I know that he's going to be excited. But great job on the podium, mate. Well done, P3.
Excellent.
It's P2 then, Snipes. Not quite enough at the end then to take it away from Tom, but a hard-fought race all the same from the pair of you. Different strategies, of course. You came in under the VSC. Did you think when he missed out you'd be able to get him?
Yeah, I thought I would get him, but he was faster than I thought on the softs, or old softs, and I didn't make that gap I wanted actually. And I didn't know the mediums were like Superman on this track. Literally they are the same like the hards on wear, but the pace is just way better.
Yeah.
And yeah, didn't know that. Congrats to Tom Robbo on that strategy and on the championship, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Championship winner then. I'll move on to him. Well done on P2, mate. So congrats. And commiserations on the championship, of course. So then, Season 7, European 2, champion by 1 point. How does that sound?
Well, there's still one more race to go, I guess, but yeah, sounds good.
Yeah. So, 3 second time penalty, missing out on the advantage of a VSC pit stop. Was it a case of, I'm going to have to take this to Mexico, or did you believe all the way you could pull out the win?
Well, I don't know, when I first got the pen, the gap was only like 2 seconds, so I didn't even know. But then, when it got to 3 seconds, and he was losing time on the straight, so I knew that if it was close at the end, I'd get him on the final straight. And well, yeah, that's what happened. It was sort of sat at 3 seconds the whole time, so...
Yeah. So I have to say I'm particularly impressed with your tyre management at the end of that second stint on the mediums. Keeping it in that in the same window as Snipes managed for the time that you did was very, very impressive. And something I envy, to be brutally honest.
Well, I mean, a lot of factors played into it, like high rear wings, high brake bias, going lean every corner, like just driving smooth, like it was all that combined to have some pace left in the mediums at the very end.
It paid off for you in spectacular fashion, and well, we'll see you next week in Mexico, where you'll be getting the virtual guard of honour, I would assume, as champion.
Thanks.
But congratulations, well done. And we'll see you next time. All that's left then tonight is to say thank you all at home very much for watching. We've seen a champion crowned and a team put themselves in a position to take the Constructors' title next time out. Join us then at Mexico for the final race of Season 7, 10 PM UK time on Tuesday next week. It will be myself and probably Joel back again, and we would all very much enjoy your company. If you want to watch some more contests of speed though between now and then, you can do so. If you tune in just over 2.5 hours time, you can watch AM2, and tomorrow and Thursday there are also some races to watch. You've got EU1 and AM1 at 10 PM UK and 9 PM Eastern respectively, and EU4 on Thursday, that's 10 PM UK. You've also got the endurance tier at the weekend, that's Friday and Saturday at 9:30 UK. But make sure you check out all our social media for all the updates on post-season activity and some of the exciting updates we've got coming for Season 8, when that rolls around in the not too distant future. Thank you all again very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the show. We'll see you all again next week. Good night.